Rumor report. Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right. Well, as you know, Tyler Perry was resuming shooting for 2 of his shows and at his studios in Atlanta. And here was DeVal Atlas talking about, he's on the show Sisters, how they were doing things.
All of us got our own rooms in the crib. There's 2 people to a house. Tyler was very keen on everybody being diligent and vigilant with staying away from each other in between takes and while we're quarantined. So we got our own space, got our own bathrooms. The reason why I'm showing y'all this is because I want y'all to see how important it is that we continue to protect each other as people.
Well, Tyler Perry has revealed that 4 people have tested positive for coronavirus. He said we had 160 people check in the first day, go to their rooms, get tested, wait for their results. Nobody was able to leave their rooms. They had 2 positives, and then they had 200 people checked in soon after, and they had 2 positives within that. And those people all got escorted out to get the help that they needed. So it was 4 positives altogether before anybody even left their rooms. And before anybody started working, those rooms were kept closed and off limits to anybody until after shooting.
So 4 positives out of 356 people. It's a good, that's a good ratio.
Right. And the good thing is at least everybody was quarantined, so they hadn't started shooting. They had to wait for their results. Everybody was in their rooms, so it didn't spread.
Right.
Hopefully, you know. All right, now let's talk about Marriage Boot Camp. And I've been telling y'all to watch this season because, you know, Corrupt was having some issues on there, and we discussed that with Snoop yesterday. Well, this clip and this episode has not aired yet. It's actually coming on tonight. Is Vado and Tahiry. The 2 of them are together on the show. And this clip came out ahead of the new episode.
I look crazy to y'all. I look extra aggressive.
Yo, you look on. Yo, like for real, my.
Oh,
yo.
no.
Bugging out. Like, you lucky I don't hurt you, yo.
Are you kidding me?
This house is on fire.
Just threw that apple in my face for no.
Put hands on.
I'm going to the county.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. That clip didn't make... Oh, go ahead.
He does get up and grab her, just so you guys know if you haven't seen the clip.
I saw the clip yesterday, and that clip don't make me want to watch the show because I don't like that kind of dysfunction amongst black people. Like, I'm watching that. Like, what the hell is wrong with that young man?
But I was
like,
also thinking, why they put out that clip, though? Like,
you know why? Ratings and revenue. That's why. Ratings and revenue.
I get it, but it's not right. It feels like you should be, you know, if that happens, you should take that. I don't know. I don't know.
I agree.
That's hard to watch.
Listen, I watched that yesterday, and I said, Vado clearly got some healing to do, and this is what I mean when I say hurt people, and until you go help yourself and deal with that hurt, you'll continue to do sucker-ass things to women like Vado did. And I'm like, yo, how fragile is your ego, King? I understand, you know, TV is TV, but like you said, we really got to watch the images we put out to our people, because what purpose does that serve to broadcast to people?
Dr. Ish posted, "This is not okay, y'all. Never, ever. I couldn't believe it happened. Everybody froze. We're going to do everything we can to make it right." And then Tahiry posted a statement. She said, "First, let me say that I'm devastated that this will be shown for the world to see, but I fully understand that I have chosen to live my life, good, bad, and ugly, in front of the camera. Let me be clear for all the people that are saying that this was scripted. It is not. As a woman that has already suffered physical abuse at the hands of a man, why would I ever want to relive that? There is no check big enough for me to ever play like that. I appreciate the love and support that I've been receiving since this clip was released online. I ask for just a moment of privacy as I figure out the best way to address this publicly in full detail." Now, Vado also posted on his Twitter page, he said, "I get it, y'all don't know me, but those that do know that I'm one of the most humblest mannered persons there is. With that being said, did I lose my cool? Yes, I did, because regardless of what, I should have never grabbed her by her clothes. As a man, we're supposed to protect our lady, period. Even if they taken your kindness for weakness, but continue to watch the show and you will see who is the aggressor."
Yeah, I thought. See, when they start doing stuff like, "Oh my gosh, I was so shocked that this came." Why are you putting the clip out? Why are you putting the clip out? And yes, we both know Tahiry. We all know Tahiry. We all know Vado. You know, the brother needs help. Brother needs to.
And Vado also posted and deleted, "Nobody was hit. Great editing. Just watch the show." But you can't make excuses when something like that happens. Okay, regardless of if you were provoked or what happened, there's no excuse for getting up and grabbing a woman like that or putting your hands on her anyway.
I haven't seen the whole context, so maybe it's a learning experience. Maybe it's something to be learned from this. But, you know, for me, that's 17-year-old behavior. You know what I'm saying? At this age, Vado, your ego shouldn't be that fragile, King. And we have all these conversations about protecting women. So I think we should show some examples of black men doing just that instead of showing, what they showing us on Marriage Boot Camp with that clip. And it's not like that show was live. They could have cut that if they wanted to, but they won't.
And that's what I was saying.
They know it brings ratings and revenue, and I'm just kind of tired of seeing people profit off things that are real life triggers for folks.
But I will say the whole point of Marriage Boot Camp is people in real life do have these issues, and if this is something that people can learn from, if you're at home watching and maybe there's a woman in a relationship that's abusive, that's like, I'm leaving after watching this, or there's some healing that can be done for other people. That is kind of the point of the show, because you do see, real couples going through things.
But do you? Because, it's like you call it Marriage Boot Camp. They're not married. And it just seems like it's a trick to get.
There are some married couples on there.
No,
like
Vado and Tahiry's not.
No, they're not, but there's other couples on the show. Like Corrupt, he ends up having to leave the show because, like we discussed with Snoopy, he's an alcoholic and things were spiraling out of control. And so maybe that's something that will help him for real. And maybe somebody else is going through that watching the show.
Listen, all I can say is a man, that's just a fragile ego. When I was 17 years old, I put hands on a young lady, and it's just fragile ego. You're just insecure. It's just low self-esteem. It's just like, there's nothing a woman should be able to say to push you to that point. It's just not. And as Vado, how old Vado is? Vado in his 30s, ain't he?
Should be, yeah.
Easily. Vado in his 30s, and you on TV for the whole world to see. If you can't control your temper in that moment, if your ego is fragile in that moment, my God, King, you really need to go sit down with somebody and get some help, bro. Like you gotta find some healing.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
You know who we are. The most dangerous morning show.
Put some respect on it.
The Breakfast Club.